Hello there, Pastafarian. It's me, Susan and Mitch. Here I am down at the mall. Today's Friday, which is, of course, our holy day. So here I am down at the mall to begin our Pastafarian worship services for this area. Oh, please do enjoy the live music. So I don't have anything to give our artists today. So come on down, and support them. Fuck. Come on down for quality live music at the mall. Shit is going down, and today, like I say, is our holy day, and I'm here to do some services. I like to preach right here. They've had this roads closed for a couple months, about a year or more. Glenarm here in the mall. Right here is a very good place. It's very sunshiny at the moment. See, there is somewhere around there is a sun, something like that. And so we can wait until it chills out. Might get a bit weathery later. Before I preach, do my services, I'm going to walk up and down the mall here, see if anyone is preaching lies. This looks weird. I don't know if that's hate preachers and lie preachers, but you know, we can observe. Someone over there has a sign of some sort. So we'll see what's up with that. This is very strange. Come on to Jesus. We've also got a Salvation Army shirt. They're keeping it low-key in conversation. Let's come back and see. Let's come back. Let's walk up and down the street here and come back. Talk to them. See if anybody more outspoken is here. And while we're doing it, we can say some opening songs, sing some songs, say some prayers, and maybe we'll be able to see some of my friends who have not been able to see for the past couple of days on the street here. I have brought almost the last. I think I got like 4 more at home of the wheat that I grew in my backyard last year. I'm not growing it this year because of how it got stolen out of my backyard, and so I feel like that's a bit dangerous. Oh, hey Brian Printy, may the winds favour ye as you're marching up and down the square. Thank you so much. I think the winds are quite enjoyable at the moment, quite nice. And we'll be back to see what those Jesus preachers are up to in a couple minutes. So, yeah, let's see if there's anybody else here, and then we'll go back to that space there, which is a very good space, like I say, close to the pavilion where lots of people go by. If you do see anybody else preaching in downtown Denver area today, let me know here in the comments or at my Twitter there. I do like to find the local preachers. Not all of them preach on the mall, though they definitely should, because of this is the place. Especially now on Friday, because of this is leisure time, right? For all these affluent Americans, they are now on their leisure time, and sort of change their headspace so that they're more receptive to these conversations. They're on their own time instead of time that they should be selling. So they're just going to respond to you in different ways. You know, not to be boring, talk about the craft of street preaching and how to actually talk to people. Someone was talking about the methodology of the Mormon Church and how they are. The mission is more to inculcate the missionary than to convert people on the street, and this is very true. If I had been allowed to do the tactics more the way that I sort of felt natural doing them, my conversion rate would have been even higher than my already sort of stellar numbers. The fact that it was not allowed is evidence that it is for the other purpose. There's a sign here. Alright. A couple groups here on the mall that are taking a sort of approach. They all have interlocutors, which I find suspicious. I'd like to see how they arrived at that. You know, when someone comes over and you put the signs down, it's sort of pretending that you didn't hook them there with a sign. I don't know. I like to criticize the way that people do their street I don't know what to call it. Worship, street service. I don't know. We'll ask them what it is they're doing out on the street. So let's find a spot to actually. I'm down here with my friends, maybe. So let me keep an eye out for my friends. Sorry for boring you guys, Pastafarian. Are they preaching? Not out loud. It looks like they're one-on-one preaching. They're visiting, eh? So we'll go back after we've seen this and do some sort of low-key, probably just street epistemology with these people, because they're being very, very low-key, which is nice. I mean, there's that thing where people are yelling to be yelling, right? So that they can be like, look how hard I tried at the judgment, which is, you know, which is sad. I'll be right back, my man. And so it's nice when people seem like they're trying to get results with methods that work, which, you know, I think low-key conversations with people works. I don't know if singing songs with people works, but we might try that. I do want to sing a couple hymns, say a prayer here for Flying Spaghetti Monster. I think it's all one of my friends. I'll be talking to him in a minute. I do want to check the bottom of the hill here, as it were. So, you know, it's just as far down as I go. It's not the bottom. I keep wanting to sing the opening hymn of the service, but this is pre-service stuff, so it might still be 20 minutes before I get to the sermons and shit. We might go the other way. It might be an hour. I might run down the whole battery here, because I do want to see some people. Oh, thank you. Not boring at all. Sing loud. Remember to project to the back row. I do remember that. I'm very good at projecting. Much to the hopefully not annoyance of everybody around me, but you know, hopefully to their edification. I don't have my hymn book on me, so I can only do songs that I have mesmerized. And again, this is not the place. Thank you for joining us for our Pastafarian services here. It is Friday, which is a holy day. It's been a long time since I've sermonized, so it very well might be that I become very emotional during today's services. I'm becoming aware that when we talk about what use a religion is to a human, I find that my involvement in a religion helped me regulate a part of myself, a very emotional part of myself, a part of myself that loves to make decisions, and so I find that ritualizing the expression of some emotions and then not disallowing but
I got the ball.
Oh yeah, he would have died. He almost smashed his face into that. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the use of religion to ritualize the expression of emotion. And I am very emotional. I'm not sure if I'm emotional because Mormons caused me to be that way, or because I'm genetically disposed to be emotional, or some other environmental thing caused me to be that way. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I care. I don't think of it as a disability or an illness. Just a sort of a taste, I suppose, or a preference, or a disposition, let's say. A disposition to be emotional. I know it's hard to think of what I'm doing as annoying to some people because of how well I do it, how true and good it is, and how well I'm dressed as I do it. But you got to look at it from their point of view. That some people, especially myth addicts, who are not living in reality but living in this alternate mind space, looking at the world through this false lens, they translate sort of many of our good intentions into annoyance. So, you know, it is happily, when I was reading the law, and the law is with intent. So, I'm not intending to be annoying. They just are not taking my good faith intent to be enlightening. I'm trying to wake the neighbors with truth and love. Let's go down here to Larimer. or let's go down on Larimer, or let's walk down Larimer a little bit and see if there's anybody preaching out this way. And if not, I'll talk to that guy on my way back. I didn't see a couple of my other friends. There's about 3 people that I was looking for today, and I did see one of them. So we'll go see him as we go back to where the preaching shall be. And I do appreciate people popping in and out, and these videos are much better at double speed. Unfortunately, you have to wait until it's done to consume them in a double speed, which is weird. I think it's weird. Though you can, I think, sort of you can seek back in the video, like with J, right? Or the left arrow. And then double speed it to catch back up, I think. You can also push 0, I think, to go to the very beginning of this stream. And then double speed it to catch back up. You'll be back in like 8 minutes. But then, as Zeno said, you'll never actually catch up. So here we are on the square, near the square. Here's another street that they just closed down indefinitely. Never going to open it back up again. I don't see anyone preaching. There's a street poet who's been slinging his wares all day. Pardon me as I check a message. What is... Okay. Alright. That there. I don't know how interruptive that was to the stream. Oh, worse. Checking my message is difficult, sorry. Checking my messages is difficult. Also, saying checking my messages is difficult for some reason. So, if I walk this way, because I've got a camera, so bringing you guys with me to see my friends is makes me uncomfortable, because I don't want to make my friends uncomfortable. I don't know how uncomfortable they're going to be. And so, I think I talk a lot about expectation and how expectation shapes what you allow yourself to see. There is this idea that thinking outside the box is sort of a genius way of doing things, but it's not believing in the box. It's easy to think outside of the box when you didn't build the box, So there's a way we have of building expectations and thinking people are going to behave a certain way, and then we give them. Then we don't. We don't open the world to the idea that that's wrong. Like, if I think that someone down the street is going to be mad at me when I talk to them about Pastafarianism, if I expect them to have a negative reaction, then my first move will be defensive, right? Like, not defensive, but it will be with that in mind, or in undermined, it will be subconsciously. I'll be moving from there, right? Given that I'm annoying these people, or given that I'm going to touch their backfire effect by talking about these things. So, and it might be good, I don't know, if your expectations, if you're very good at building them and empathizing with people and understanding the way they're going to feel about all this news, maybe it's good. But I, myself, am very, very bad at empathy. What I usually do is I solve the equation wrong. I sort of switch it up really quickly. Instead of saying, feel what they feel, I solve the problem, feel what I would feel if I was in their position, which is not always the same answer, especially when you're a strange person, like most of us are. Very strange, but I am specifically a very strange person. And so the thing that I would feel in a person's place, usually a lot different than a thing that they would feel in their place. And so basically when I attempt to empathize, really I'm just imagining and sort of expecting that they will react in a similar way to me. And, I've proven over and over that that's not a smart thing to expect. A street poet? Yeah, you can purchase a poem from him. Pick a topic, give him some money, and then eventually he will type out for you a poem at or around that topic. We got one a couple years ago from a person. You can check the Street Talk Show to check that out. I had to chew my way out of my religious box. I think, well, I was in this culture and they just sort of ejected me. It was pretty quick that I started to be like, hey, wait a minute, and then I was no longer part of the culture. But my mind just popped out at one point. I didn't feel like I moved, but I felt like the church was actually way over there. That I thought it was here, and I thought it was inside of it. I was inside of it, and then they kept sort of defining themselves, and I'm like, wait, you're saying that you're not here? And they're like, that's right. I'm like, okay. And they were trying to be subtle about it. They were trying to be like, look, we're not racist, but God is. We're not homophobic, but God is. And I thought what they were saying is, look, we were racist, but God's not. And so we cleaned it up and we were slow. And we were homophobic, but God's not. And we'll clean this up and we'll clean it slow because we're old. But no. What they were saying was, yeah, God's racist. And, okay. That's too bad. Because I came to understand that God is not racist. Like, every race here is descended from the same God. Every distinction in race that you see is practically invisible to the nature of this reality. Oh, I see one of my friends. Maybe we're back where my friends might be. So please do pardon me as I stop talking about racist gods, start talking about giving lead to people who live here on the street. No, this is not my friend. This dude has both his eyes. Alright, so I'm headed back this way. I'm going to drop by someone I saw. Here he is, in fact. Good thing that I looked left and right. Hey, what do you think about this? Pretty good, eh? Hey, my man. How you doing? Here you go. Be safe.
Thank you, my man.
Yeah. So now let's go see what these Christians are up to. I've got my signs. Let's go oppose these hate preachers. I sort of am a member of the LGBT community, and when we say phobic, also I think there's a difference between fear and hate, even though Yoda tried to equate them. I'm not sure Yoda can be trusted. Like, I probably was following the Jedi persuasion for a long part of my life. I believed in a lot of the beliefs. Oh look, here's my friend. I'll be back. Hey my man, How you doing? Yeah. Sorry, I ran out early. I'm glad to see you. There's a couple preachers this way, so I'm going to be there.
Okay.
And then it might like rain later, right?
Would you say?
It might rain in a bit.
I asked a bit. They said it's not supposed to rain.
Okay. I'm going to be yelling at people and I'll be back. I'll be back. I think I'm going to be here for a while. Yeah. Are you over 21? You smoke weed? Cool. I grew that in my backyard. It's not great weed. Yeah. It's and I'm almost out. We've got like a week left. See you soon, my man. Hello there.
At the Sheridan.
Oh. Excellent.
How you doing today?
I did. I saw that. Hey. Will you hold this?
Yes.
And then put it in the car?
Yes.
Okay. This is my last one of the day. You over 21?
No, brother.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 40.
Cool. 42. I grew that.
A day over 39.
Thank you. I appreciate it. No. I look really old. She's older than me. It's not great. I grew it in my backyard, and it's sort of the end of it. But enjoy it.
Not even
Yeah. Be safe. Yeah, we were over in Aurora for a couple years. Yeah, we were up in Bailey for like 5 years. Yeah. I grew up in Los Angeles. The accent's fake for YouTube here. Yeah. I'm gonna go to these street preachers down here and annoy them.
Yeah.
See you soon. And I understand what you're saying, that if I know I'm going over there to annoy them, that is harassment. But no. I'm saying I'm not intending to annoy them. I just know that it's going to be true that they'll be annoyed. But the intent is not to annoy them. I'm just saying, I know it's true. Hey, Josephine.
Hey.
How have you been?
Good. I'm talking to some ACLU guys.
Uh-oh. Did they get you to join the cult?
Well, yeah.
I'm sure that was what the C cult stands for in ACLU.
Yeah. They said they'll support my rights that I want to fight.
Oh, excellent. Did you get their cards? And so now all you have to get is
online.
sued and then they'll defend you? Is that how it works? Or?
Yep.
Excellent. Good luck with that. If you would like to support Jo LaRoe in her quest to have her First Amendment rights protected by the American legislature and her assistance by the ACULT-LU, then go check out her website, which I'm not allowed to link right here because of the thing about not doing propaganda and pornography at the same time. So I'm not doing it, I'm just telling you she's doing it. It's not a fake accent, that's just how we pirates speak in tongues. It is my preaching accent. It's not fake any more than your singing voice is fake. It is your singing voice, eh? Falsetto is not a fake way of singing. Justin Timberlake, when he's singing falsetto, sounds the same every time. It's his falsetto voice. It's not a fake voice. It's not untrue. It just is for different circumstances. And these, of course, are different circumstances because it is my holy day and these people are out here preaching lies on my street. And so I'm going to go get them. I was handing out my goodies down the road before I bothered these people. Going to sing a couple hymns and say a prayer. As I do on mine holy day. And you can go back to the services that I've done before this to see sort of the rituals that we Pastafarians like to get up to on this holiest of days. This Friday created for worship of truth and worship of love and worship of communication. Now I myself I'm a bit wary of worshipping love. I myself worship truth and attempt to worship communication, though I may have lost faith in it. We'll see. We'll see if I can maintain my faith in communication in such a cynical age. But again, I've decided to distrust love. I'm not telling you to, but
They were praying with another person.
I'm going to see what it looks like if I leave it out of my services. Groups of people here praying for people in I appreciate you producing this thing, but I've got it. Thank you, though. I did not realize that we would have a guest. I was going to be thing down here, but no, I don't mean to. No, I don't mean to. That's the problem I was talking about with expectations. Is my that is the point. Is expectation is the box that closes our mind in. The thing that we cannot think ourselves out of is the box we create for ourselves, the box that we use even to think of our ideas, the expectation that tomorrow will be similar, because that is enforcing that rule. As long as we all think that tomorrow is going to be similar to this, the only options we can think of contain that idea. And tomorrow could be drastically different. This could all stop. We could play the game differently. In the same way that they switched driving from left to right, and then they just did in some places. Or the opposite, I'm not really even sure. Let's go find... I've left my producer back there to keep tabs on those people, because the people that we saw were down here. Also, she said the Sheridans, where there's a thing like I want the least subtle group as well. Is the group that I would like to talk to is the most outspoken group, and being quiet in the streets, talking to wasting your time with people who are not receptive to the message but are receptive to attention, is a way that I would like these preachers to waste their time. They're attempting to find people who are who will accept their message for ulterior motives. A lot of people talk about how Jesus found them at their darkest. It is abusers that lurk in places of desperation, not to assist but to create team members. Abusers also lurk there. I'm not saying everybody is an abuser trying to help those who are desperate, but I am saying that is a place for abusers to congregate. It is the ACLU over here. The group that saw here has moved on. The Ramada or Radisson or whatever, it's down that way. Lots of photographers. Lots of photographers, very strange. Maybe I saw them last week, a photography class down here. Man, there was free hugs, there was "You Need Jesus," right? Where did those signs go? Josh Rhodes is here. Hello there, Josh Rhodes. Thanks for coming by. It's very good to see you. Josh Rhodes is one of our long-time supporters here. Maybe Brian Printy is as well. I just don't recognize the name. My apologies if you're also one of our long-time supporters and I didn't say such a thing. Honestly, I'm damn near crippled, so it's fun to go for a walk with you. Fret not, for thou art entertaining. I do wish I could fret not. Here we are taking a walk, listening to some of the live music down here at the Denver 16th Street Mall. Oh, it just ended up. Sorry. But again, if you would like to support these live artists, I do have a Patreon. Some of that money will trickle down to these people here to thank them for their kindness and the dedication to music and community. Please do come on down to the 16th Street Mall and support live music all summer long. Let's find. I really would like to find those people who are preaching lies. I'll go to this location here and sing some hymns, pray some prayers. Again, if you would like to support these people or any of these artists or the people living on the street with weed or tips, check out my Patreon. Make sure in the memo you put who you'd like your money to go to. And I'll only drink about half of it. You know, shipping and handling. So I think right here is a good place. Let me get my signs ready. Get in a preaching mode. All of the other signs are gone. I think maybe we chased them away. How do I join the Flying Spaghetti Monster Faith? That's a very good question. If you check out the works written by the recent prophet Bobby Anderson, you'll find that the baptism that he recommends is wanting to join is the baptism. When you want to be a Pastafarian, you are. Is the way that I understand it. Now, so if you're asking that question because you wanted to join, then I congratulate you for joining the one true cult on this earth, the cult of Flying Spaghetti Monster. But not if you are asking because you didn't want to join, because you wanted to know. Oh, well then, there you go, there's your answer. Ex-drummer here, support your local bands. Absolutely, absolutely. Go down on the street, and find the people who are putting the music out live. 200 years ago, 300 years ago, there was only live music. It was the only way to do it. And a large section of the population was able to be musicians. And then the record industry sort of changed that, the radio changed that. We pay people $1 billion for an evening in the studio, and we really need to. Also, I'm not saying I'm not saying we need to abolish that. I'm just saying that is not the way that music is naturally created. So get out there. Music is more delicious live. It tastes like now. Sometimes you can get nostalgia from it, but music can also taste like no other moment but now, and it's also delicious like that. Nostalgia music is very good, studio music is very good, but get out there, support your local bands, support imperfect music, enjoy the moment. My strictly Catholic parents have been hounding me into auditioning for Godspell, but they're very abusive to me. Good luck. That sounds awful. I myself was raised in a very restrictive family or prescriptive religion, cult. I was a Mormon. I was in musicals, and that was nice. It was nice, sort of half escape. Godspell's a weird one, though, isn't it? Not a weird one for them to be asking you to join. I've got my Guru for Hire sign here, trying to sort of mark out this space here. I'm going to begin preaching. By the way, I was in a pirate speed metal band for a bit. Congratulations. Well spent moments. Ladies and gentlemen, do not be afraid, do not be alarmed. My name is Schizophrenic Mitch. I'm a real preacher from the cult of Flying Spaghetti Monster, the one true cult on this earth. Today is Friday, which is our holy day. I come down here to the mall, to the public square, to talk to people about truth, to talk to people about love and communication, and the one true creator of this reality, the Flying Spaghetti Monster. This exercise is very emotional for me. If I become emotional today, my sincere apologies if that makes you uncomfortable. Talking about these things makes me feel things inside. I hope to contain them with some semblance of dignity, but if I cannot, my pre-apologies. I'd like to start with a couple hymns and a prayer. You, with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged. I realize that it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you can make you feel so small. But I can see your true colors shining through. I can see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid. Let them show. Because true colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. Show me your smile again. Don't be unhappy. I can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, then call me up, because you know that I will be there and I will see your true colors shining through. I can see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid. Let them show your true colors, because true colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. Again, do not be alarmed. These are the words of a great American prophet, Cyndi Lauper. Listen to how they make you feel in your heart. For that feeling that you have is sent by the creator of this all. That is the warm touch of his noodly appendage right on your heart. His warm source is working within you. Allow him to move inside of you and touch you in places that you've not been touched before. As I say, I'm Schizophrenic Mitch. I'm a real preacher. I come out here to worship. Allow me, if you will, to say a prayer to the creator of this reality, the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Oh, Flying Spaghetti Monster! You who look down on us in our folly and our patheticism, and you who created us this way and gave us the tools to grow from what we are to what we can be. The Flying Spaghetti Monster, creator of love and truth and lies and hate. Oh, chaos that spawned reality. Please stay away. We've got it under control, I think. I think we are moving well together to bring this family closer, to bring this world of people together, to bring our minds closer, for neighbors to feel closer. I think we are progressing. I think the divides between us are weakening. I think the reasons that we had for distrusting and hating each other are dissolving. And I appreciate that you have not helped, and we have done this under our own steam and love. I say these things in the name of truth and of love and the flying spaghetti monster Rome. Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it, that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you had better start swimming, or you will sink like a stone, for these times have changed. Come, mothers and fathers throughout the land, and do not criticize what you cannot understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. The old road is rapidly aging. Please, get out of the new one if you cannot lend a hand, for these times have changed. Come, senators and congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorways, don't block up the halls, for he who gets hurt will be he who is stalled. The battle outside raging will soon rattle your windows and shatter your walls, for these times have changed. Those, of course, the great words of the American Nobel laureate, the great American prophet Robert Zimmerman. The words of the Creator in the mouth of his prophets. God breathed those words were. Feel inside how they made you feel if you don't believe me. Feel the touch of the flying spaghetti monster as I recited the words of the prophets to you. And you knew that they were true. If you would like to act on those feelings, please join the one true cult on this earth, the cult of flying spaghetti monster. Den Bernazins, you are my charge. I am your pastor. Here today in our fair city, there are invaders, there are intruders. They came here to preach hate. If you see them, please send them my way. I'd like to talk some sense into them. I'd like to talk them into worshiping truth and worshiping communication. If you see them around, please send them my way. They'll convert as soon as they hear about the Beale volcanoes. You know, I think you're right. It's kind of why I don't bring it up is, people can convert for whatever their reasons they want, but I'm not trying to convert people with promises of amazing rewards, That the rewards are there, that's true. But, I want people to come to truth for its own sake. But I think if I was trying to hit a sort of numbers game, I think I would use the luriest way of asking these people to join my cult. I bet I could get a lot of conversions in a day if I were to use these tactics. I want to join the Flying Spaghetti Monster faith because Christianity is too toxic and landed me in several years of therapy. Yes. Oh my holy God. Oh, frightening. I just sort of witnessed things that were difficult to witness. Happily, these things are being remedied, so the startlement that I felt was unnecessary. So I just have to overcome them. Because the start inside of myself, it was real. The chemicals really did get released in my body, as I say. I hope your situation is improving. Yes, I do hope that time mends your situation, and I hope that you don't have to wait too many years or days until your independence from these ideas. And I hope that you don't have to make drastic changes. I hope that your independence can come comfortably and develop over time instead of with sort of dramatic revolution or something. For these, I feel, are more comfortable ways. You really need to give my parents a stern lecture. You'd be a saint. Do send them my way. I would like to talk to them. I think that I can converse them out of the abusive relationship with their god of hate and race. I don't think anybody wants to worship an evil god, and all I would have to do is convince them that their god is evil. And I think if they're open to it as a maybe, I think we can convince them that it's true. But again, I do hope that I agree that I hope that your situation is improving. Great street theatres to awaken people from the archaic beliefs of religion. May logic be our guide. May the source be upon us. Mitch is my pastor. I appreciate that, Tom. I hope we can subtly and kindly and patiently wake the neighbours from their slumber. May the source be with you, Tom. And everybody else here. JP Jr. as well. Brian, Dark Strife. Josh was up there as well. May everyone's parmesan be endless. Pasta never overcooked. May that be true. May we respect the way that we feed each other again, instead of maybe feed each other good pastas and lovingly made and crafted. So I should have listened to my producer when she told me to seek the preachers at that location. I may have moved down this direction. I did preach and nobody approached me, so they're not. If I was to understand a religion to be more true than this religion that we have here, I would give it also as much effort as I give this one. Oh no, look at that. One of our trees is dead. That's too bad. And so I think it's true that I'm the person that the Christians should be trying to convince. I do have an open mind. And if their religion is true, then mine, I will definitely preach it in the streets like I do this. It's not even a snot gobbling. I'm 1/32nd snot goblin, though. It is in my genealogy. So, it's hard to hate it. Can the flying spaghetti monster accommodate for sensitivities? The taste of beer is a sensory issue for me. Yeah, one of the things I'd like to stress about the beer volcano is we are looking at the eternal reward through the eyes of a specific prophet at that point. And, Bobby Henderson was at a certain point of his life right now. So I think that that's sort of where he was destined at that moment. The visions that he was seeing were true. But I don't think that is our only option. Neither do I think that you have to be locked into that he even has to be locked into that understanding. I think his understanding of the eternal reward can develop, maybe as he develops. I myself am not a beer drinker either. I do smoke a lot of weed though, so there's some volcanoes that I would like to spend a lot of time on, in and around and near. Damn, nobody's preaching out loud. All right, let's keep walking, and maybe we can bump into groups praying for people in wheelchairs, like we saw them doing sort of ancillary. It was before I got to say the opening prayer where I wanted to, though. You see, my expectations had locked me into that future. I did. I went and go and enacted it. I worshipped my expectations, as it were, and I'm of course embarrassed to have done that. I find that it's easy to forgive myself, though, because of how bad I am at escaping these expectations. I feel good when I'm getting C's and D's, because usually it's just straight up fails, you know. So, you know, hopefully we can find some of these preachers here. One of my friends was saying that it's not going to be raining tonight, so that would be nice. It does look pretty clear. It could be just running the weather 24 hours later because of you got a pretty good chance of that being correct if you just play yesterday's reported weather. I might have a better sign here. Yeah. Changed up my sign a bit. I'm got my Jesus line here, along with my please join my cult. See if I get sort of conversations here about it. There were people here 20 minutes ago. Sort of is my problem. Catching up to them, or refinding them. Maybe I'm going to go talk to my producer at the van, the broadcast van, and because I also saw another friend. I'm out of things to give them, but I might have a couple in the car, maybe. I don't know. Cannabis. Yeah. I like to give it away to the people down here who would spend the donations that they get on drugs, so that they can promise that they're not going to do that. I think people can feel more comfortable giving people money here on the street when they know that I've already given them weed, so they don't have to go buy it. Hey Mitch, can you confront Bible bashers Jesse Morrell or Angela Cummings? That would make my day. Tom, would also make my day. It would make my week, maybe my month. I do love the both of them. I'm not sure Jesse Morrell is preaching too much at the moment. He sort of, I don't know, I hear he just sort of became like a Trumper on Twitter. Not sure if he's re-emerged after Corona with a real sort of preaching schedule. But if you know that he's going to be in Denver, please don't let me be in the dark of that. Also, Angela Cummings, she's been out of the country for a long time. I would love to talk to her. She's one of my absolute favorites. I think she's hilarious. Yeah, I would love to talk to the both of them. I could talk to them for hours, and that seems to be a way that they go about it. Cannabis grows wild all along the Beer Volcano. I think so. We do have to wait though until after October for it to really get high in those THCs and be ready for smoking. That seasonal harvest. I'm especially annoyed the most by Bible worshippers that overemphasize on purity culture. Like sexual purity. I think it does illustrate that these are sex cults, and that you should be wary of people who are telling you whom you ought to have sex with. Or out of the options, which God does not want you to have sex with. I don't know. Sex cults are weird. That's what I'm saying. So we got the best sex cult around. If you need a sex cult, that is, I guess, what we got, because we got what you need. Who witnessed Christ's temptation in the desert? Noah. So how the fuck did it get in the Bible? It's all fabricated bullshit. Yeah. It is very hard. It is. I would like there to be a gospel of Jesus for me to understand it. It really is sort of like a fiction misunderstood. Like, we can see the stories of Batman, and we know what he's doing when he's alone, not because Batman told us, but because the narrator told us. And so Mark, the first gospel writer, when he was writing it down, he's just like, Jesus did this, Jesus did that, and he's talking about when Jesus was alone. He's not saying we witnessed Jesus do this. And so those events had to either come from a time where he's not recounting that he told the story, or come from a vision that he's not recounting where he was revealed that Jesus did. In which case it might not be true. It might just be we have to trust the revelation. Like, it's written as if it's a witness, and it literally cannot be. The same thing with the story of One-Eyed Willie is that he set all his traps and then he killed all the men. And then wait a minute. If he killed all the men, then how did the story get out? That's the point. This is what fictions feel like. This is what narrations feel like. It's misplaced. Mark wasn't there. He's telling us third-hand accounts of some of these stories. What's up, Mitch? Hey, Ez. Nocturnal from Discord. Hey, Nocturnal. Hey. I've been very interested in this precept sort of position. There's a lot of precepts around, especially up in Fort Collins, where I'm going next Friday. No, I'm sorry. Next Friday I'm going to be down here with John Shuck, and then the next week I'm going up to Fort Collins. Friday the 13th up at Fort Collins. Do join us if you're going to be there. And the people up there are very precept. I might be missing some of them. They might be not there. Hopefully they will all be there, all these precepts, because their position is fucking crazy. Like, I don't understand that thing of like, no, I get to presuppose the Bible because everybody presupposes something. Blows my mind. And especially the way that fucking John Dawkins does it, where he sets up like 9 pieces of logic on the table, only like 3 of which I feel comfortable in. And then he says, now build your position, I'm getting ready to attack it. And it's like, what? And it's like, tell me your position. And then you're like, I don't have a position. It's like, okay, so then you're this. And he starts walking you through your position, and you're like, no. And he's like, yes. And then he just starts calling you names. Like, I think his fucking move is hilarious. I think his inability to escape from the same nonsense over and over is because of the way that his mind does things. And I think it's moot because nobody's convinced by any of this shit. Like, this conversation that he's having with people is nowhere near the thing that happened to him for him to have faith in it. Like, he's talking not about what convinced him, but about the logic he shores up around what he's decided to be convinced about. The logic is absolutely unconvincing, and he kind of knows it. The moments of testimony, of miracle for the Christ, are the moments of that convince, and those are not his moments. He's saying, no, there must be a creator, and it's like, ah, shit. And the path that he walks down and all the sites that he's pointing out, like the chance world and what is fundamental to everything, like all of the things that he says over and over again, are sort of re-understandings of Greek ideas, like, yes, from chaos sprang everything. He's a polytheist in the way that he talks. He's fucking crazy. I think that every conversation, I don't know if I'm going to be Pastafarian it's a different space than this, where it's public. So I'm sorry if I've not lived up to your expectations on that Discord, but I have enjoyed it quite a bit. And if people would like to go down to the politics and religion Discord, it's mostly religion, though there is politics, and there's quite a bit of racism. It seems like on Discord right now, all the racists are looking for new homes, and so they are going to places and trying, seeing if they get expelled. So there was a lot of that going on, of moderate racism. Especially in the Christian channels. It's really surprising how proud many Christians are of their absolute racism or justified racism or something. I don't know. It's a different kind of racism just a proud and out racism. Which is cool, and only in some of the channels. That's sort of not the bulk of the experience. It's just sort of the minor part of the experience. The bulk of the experience, everyone fucking talks about Darth Dawkins. He comes up in conversation about every hour that he is a specter on that Discord. He's kind of silly. Oh yeah, presuppositionalism to me is just a concession that Christianity is fundamentally positioned cannot really be successfully argued for. Right. And then they're so proud of it. They're like, look, we start here and we end up here. Isn't it magic? And it's like, I literally don't understand why you think that's any more magical than what the Islamists can do with those same arguments. I just do not understand why you're like, it works for me and not for you. Like, yeah, I presup some stuff and I land wherever I want. It's like saying, yeah, all of our arguments are circular, and it's magical. How can they all be circular? And it's like, because you defined it that way. It's very bizarre, thinking that it's convincing instead of just a way of insulating your decisions from critical thought. Saying, I don't need to think about these things critically because I'm over here playing this circular poetry. I just don't understand. And he always is calling people children to playing such a child's game. Like, he is always demeaning and infantilizing his opponent, and that's all fucking projection because his arguments are childish and garbage. Yeah, and I can clip this out and send it to him, but I don't give a shit. I don't want to talk to him. He's annoying and terrible at what he does and exhausting. And what, I'm going to convince him? I don't want to talk to him. But, if I'm there talking to some people and he pops up, I suppose I'll have that conversation. There's lots of people I would like to talk to. I've listened to a lot of people and I really like the way that they... I don't want to drop any names here, but I can think of at least 3 that every conversation they've had, I've enjoyed most of their moves and sort of where they brought it and their counter arguments and things like that. There's a lot of very good communicators in that group. I like the time I'm spending there, and I can see how a lot of people talk about it sort of as a mild addiction. It's really I can see that it can be. You really need to come to the Bible Belt states. You really need to enlighten a lot of people. Yes, I will. I definitely will. I would love to get one of these YouTube producer companies that likes to buy people RVs and send me around in RVs with my family so that I can preach these things and put videos up. If you do know of a company that likes to do that for people, YouTubers, send them my way. We'll try to negotiate a contract with them, because I would love to. Now that things are waking up after Corona and these preachers are back on the street, I want to be where anyone is preaching. I looked up street preacher videos on YouTube today, and the number of things in the last week, the number of videos in the last week is quite different than any of the weeks before that, any of the 50 weeks, I would say. I would love to talk to anyone who feels like they know God well enough to tell other people what God wants from them, especially when they do it with signs and yelling and hate in the streets. So do you think pre-subs are underthinking it or overthinking it? I think they are distracting from thinking about it. I think the argument that we're having is sort of not theological. I think it is just logical. I think they're having conversations about how math works instead of what the math tells us. I think his arguments, I think they are overthinking something that is immaterial. I think they are intentionally thinking beside the thoughts that would free them. Darth has said that there is nothing that could convince him that he's wrong. So in a sense, he's not much of an interlocutor. I'm sorry for always saying that word wrong. Interlocutor. That's right. He thinks of himself as the, like, and you can hear it. Like, he's always like, I don't need a community college lecture on this. And it's like, that's all he is he just is that choose your own adventure, choose yes or no. I'll move you through this conversation and read you the paragraphs. And he says, listen very closely. And it's like, shut up. Like it's just publish it. And then we'll stop performing the book and publish the book and then have conversations. Like, he is not a good faith conversationalist. What I'd like to talk about in that server is not really about which religion we believe is true, but what effect we believe conversation can have anyway. Do we think that people who are having bad faith conversations can be communicated with? Is it possible to connect into Darth Dawkins's branching monologue in a good faith way that he has to change some of those options? So I think causing him to rewrite his branching structure would be evidence that you have changed his mind. And I think that is the point, is can we change other people's mind with conversation, or will two people in bad faith communicating with each other do the opposite of communication? Is that even possible? I think it's true that it is. I think it's provable that it is, because of bad ideas can be so greatly proliferated. But I think that there is a sort of like, bad ideas can only proliferate when these other things are true. I think that there's a group of values that can be devalued such that it's not true, that any conversation, no matter how bad faith the actors are, produces positive results. I think maybe, but that's just my position. I mean that it's my it's not my position. It's my first sort of take on it. The thing that I would like to talk about is, it's obvious that Darth Dawkins is here in bad faith. Can you still change his mind? Is it still possible? If you are having a good faith conversation with someone who is having a bad faith conversation, are you wasting your time, or can you change their mind against their will? Because I think you can. My dad threatened me with hell on Ostra, the pagan version of Easter, just for calling their god a stalker and a pervert, and I practically cried myself to sleep. He cannot make hell real, though it does sound like he can make life hell. So, yeah. No, I don't think it was a threat. I think it was sounds like he delivered hell. And my apologies. I don't know why. I come from a religion where one of their catchphrases is "families are forever," but what they really mean is, without us, you don't have a family. It's really surprising that they were saying we value family, but what they were actually doing was threatening your family. It's surprising to me how much what they were saying was your family can be destroyed. Like they were saying together forever families is an option, and you have to pay us 10% and hate the gays like we tell you to in order to receive that option. And that in all other cases they don't value families. It is really interesting to hear what they say about mixed faith families and what should be done in those cases, and how little they value family in mixed faith cases. They call them, and in non, my group, my society calls marriages between people of the same sex counterfeit. So they devalue these families so much that they call them counterfeit, which is heartbreaking. It has started to rain. It looks like my producer with computers was correct, telling me right on time when the rain starts. So Pastafarians, hopefully this will keep the creatures off the road. I'm going to head back, all helter skelter, and I'll put the phone away so it doesn't get wet. I suppose the time is over for the day. Friday's preaching is done. Thank you for joining me, Pastafarians. Let's go down here. Let me see if I can think of another Pastafarian hymn. I cannot. My apologies. Oh. I'd have to have the lyrics in front of me. I used to hold my tongue and what? I'd sit quietly and agree politely, but now I realize, man, I'd have to have the lyrics in front of me. My apologies. Thank you, Pastafarians, for joining me. Let's change this world, in the name of truth, in the name of the flying spaghetti monster. So let's make it a better world. It's rotten with religion. These people are believers in me. And I think even if they're bad faith participants in this conversation, we can help them clean up their minds a little bit with our patience and our effort and our conversation. And just being out there, talking. So, thanks, Pastafarians, for supporting me and all the music and people who live here on the street. I could go for True Colors again. I appreciate that. I don't want to be so repetitive. I try to do remind it that I'm happy with my earlier performance. Thoughts on Monty Python's Life of Brian? It's very good, and I like the way that they supported it in the press junket as well. I think some of the conversations they had there were timeless. Thank you, Pastafarians. Be safe. Happy Friday to you. Even if today's not your Friday, whenever you're watching this, happy fucking Friday. In the name of truth and love and flying spaghetti monster. Ramen.